In this video, I'm going to show you how to install and play Elder Scrolls Online on Linux. I'm using Kubuntu 19.10 in this episode, and I like to use Ubuntu-based distros on this series because Ubuntu is super popular and the steps for it easily translate into other Linux distros. And since I'm using Kubuntu, I'll use Discover to search for and download Steam. In the meantime, you should check to see that all of your drivers are updated. I'm using an NVIDIA GTX 660 with driver version 435 in this video. Once you've got Steam installed, you'll log in and hop over to the settings because you'll need to activate SteamPlay, or the Windows compatibility layer if you will, for all unsupported games. It's located in Settings under SteamPlay at the bottom of the list. Steam will restart, and then you'll have SteamPlay available for all non-Linux titles. If you already own Elder Scrolls Online, you can just search for it and install it. So ESO is a massive game. It's something like 80 gigabytes. The game itself downloads and installs through Steam, but updates come from the ESO launcher, which sometimes stops responding if it sits for too long. The launcher is pretty touchy in general when running on SteamPlay, like sometimes news doesn't show up and the links don't work. But once you've installed it through Steam, you can launch it and let the updater do its update thing, and then everything should be fine. You're free to launch it. You'll see the title screen and the intro movie for the first time. It'll ask you some questions about what region you want to play in and stuff. The intro movie seemed a bit choppy for some reason, but the actual game runs great. It defaulted to the high graphics preset, which was a little too taxing for my poor 660. As with any Windows game on Linux, you'll probably want to double check the graphics settings because the auto detect doesn't always work right through the compatibility layer. On my old NVIDIA GTX 660 from 2012, you can see here it runs great on the medium preset. It ran okay on high, but it's way better on medium. And in some areas like Dolmens, it can really chug, but for the most part, it's playable. Controller support works great too. I'm using my trusty DualShock 4 controller, which I feature in Distro Delves episodes, and yeah, look, it runs great. Now, an interesting thing about ESO is that despite being an MMO, you can mod it just like any other Elder Scrolls game. Go to a site like ESO UI and find a mod you like. A popular one is Sky Shards or Map Pins. All you have to do is find the Documents folder in the Elder Scrolls Online wine prefix. This is much easier said than done. It's a bit of a pain because it's hidden, or at least obscured, by the Windows compatibility layer. In your Steam folder, look for a folder called Compat Data, and then a subfolder inside of that called 30613. That's ESO's app ID, I think. Anyway, I'll just show the URI in the video here and hopefully you'll be able to find it. To install mods, you just extract them and place them into the mods folder. You activate them when you launch the game. The mods that I have are outdated because, to be honest, I actually just copied them from my other computer. Oftentimes, Sky Shards and Map Pin mods require like a whole bunch of submods, and it's worth it, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a pain. Mods aren't a requirement like they are with like Skyrim, but they can be really useful for map stuff and inventory management. So that's going to wrap this one up. I hope that you liked this episode of Install.sh. If you want to support me, the channel, and the series, you can become a patron and enjoy posts about behind the scenes stuff, history about the channel, and links to playlists with old and archived videos. I appreciate all your support, and thanks for watching.